Welcome to Canyon Ranch. I'm Lisa Powell, I'm the Nutrition Director, and joining me today is our Executive Chef, Scott Uline.
Hi, how are you, Lisa?
Good, how are you today, Scott?
Great.
We're talking today about anti-inflammatory foods. You know, you're exercising a little extra, you may come out a little bit sore, and you know, soreness is partly inflammation. And there are many, many different foods that can help combat inflammation in the body, just sort of cool down that fire and help you heal a little bit more quickly. So when you think about anti-inflammatory foods, the first thing you think about would be omega-3 fatty acids. These wonderful fats have very soothing, calming, anti-inflammatory properties in the body, and they're found particularly in high concentration in any sort of fatty fish. Fatty fish is really easy to identify because it's typically fish that has some color to it. So as you look at the fish market, move into fish that's got some pink or brown or the deep red of a tuna, you're getting increasing amounts of anti-inflammatory omega-3 fat. So we have today some salmon, a perfect example of a high omega-3 fatty acid fish. Lots of ways you can include salmon in the diet, but it's always nice to spice it up a little bit with an interesting topping. Scott has a great recipe today for us for a fruit salsa.
Yeah, you bet, that's right. Do something fresh, you know, I mean, and something, especially in this particular case, something that's going to cut some of that fat a little bit. So, you know, you get a nice balance. You have that nice fatty fish, rich flavor, need a little spice, a little acid to cut it. So I think a salsa is a great way to do this. And salsa is something, yeah, you can buy it in a jar, but don't buy it in a jar. It's so easy to make at home. You probably already have most of the ingredients that you need. And these ingredients right up here are really about the kind of the base of what a salsa is. And in my world, anyway, I like a little bit of red onion.
These are in pretty much any salsa.
Any salsa, right. It doesn't matter what the final ingredient or the main ingredient is. That would be red onion, red or yellow bell pepper, even green if you want to. It's not a problem. Cilantro. I like plenty of that in there.
Me too.
Jalapeno.
Little spice.
That's right. More or less, according to you.
And even using these bright colored vegetables, you're pulling in some natural anti-inflammatories, some good antioxidants, all things that are going to help you heal.
So even the base, that's right. And then, of course, lime juice. In most salsa, you know, that would be a base as well. And then I always balance the lime juice a little sugar or a little honey or something that's going to, it's the sweet sour effect, you know, and it's also going to depend on what my main ingredient is as well. So a little bit of lime juice, and then you do need to season it with a pinch of salt, not too much salt. And then your key ingredients. So Lisa, if you want to mix that up for me, I'll tell you. And in this case, I'm going to use mango and blueberry, and that's really to bring in the superfoods, you know, to bring in the brightly colored fruits and vegetables. But again, this could be tomato, it could be cucumber, it could be just about anything. But in this case, we'll do the blueberry and the mango, and it's just as simple as that. I mean, even if you want to, you can kind of crush that up a little bit and really kind of get all those juices out, melded together, and it's ready to go. I mean, this is great with chips. It's great with a lot of different things. But in this particular case, a true superfood, as you kind of alluded to, the salmon and the blueberry mango salsa.
Great rule of thumb, too, is just choose by the color. When you're selecting fruits and vegetables, the darker the color, the more antioxidants, the more nutrients they have. It's just a great way to feed yourself. This looks marvelous.
Yeah, taste it right there. Put it right there. Try it right on the salmon.
We've got some beautiful salmon already prepped. Give it a nice topping of this fruit salsa. A nice summer departure, too, from traditional tomato-based salsas.
Light and easy to make.
That's right. Thank you so much, Scott.
You bet.
Besides omega-3, there's a number of other foods that have natural anti-inflammatory activity, and it's great to share these with you because people often are not aware that really food was our first pharmacy. A wide variety of herbs and cooking spices have some wonderful anti-inflammatory activity. Some that you might be able to incorporate into your cooking very easily would be ginger, fresh and dried ginger. Take a few slices of fresh ginger root and steep it in boiling water. Make your own ginger tea, or very quickly grate a little fresh ginger. Gather up that handful of ginger, squeeze it, and you get a very strong ginger juice that can go into a sauce or into that ginger tea. A marvelous anti-inflammatory compound is turmeric, which is common in a lot of Indian seasonings. Here you see it raw. Don't see that too often in its root form. More often this beautifully vibrantly deep yellow powder that is used in many dishes. Find ways to use turmeric. It's one of the most anti-inflammatory compounds that you could use. Even more common cooking herbs, paprika and pepper and sage, oregano. The beautiful star anise is a great way to add some natural anti-inflammatory activity. Use more garlic, a natural anti-inflammatory substance there, kind of lubricate those joints from the inside out. Even something like honey. You usually think of just as a sweet, as a sugar calorie, but there is some natural anti-inflammatory activity to be found in honey, and a very potent anti-inflammatory here in a good extra virgin olive oil. So many of your natural cooking ingredients can be a great pharmacy for you to keep that inflammation cooled down. Mint, a wide variety of fruits and vegetables. You can think color because you're getting not only the anti-inflammatory but also the antioxidant rich compounds from the dark colors, so that would apply to both fruits and vegetables, the peppers, the onions, everything in those families. Some of the dried fruits, prunes, raisins, you're sort of concentrating down the natural goodness from those. And you might even make a simple smoothie. After exercise, you might want a quick recovery snack. We'd like to see some protein, we'd like to see some carbohydrate, but here's a few suggestions that could make a very anti-inflammatory smoothie. Because if we start with the base of either yogurt or kefir, more of a liquid type of cultured dairy product, the probiotics, the friendly bacteria that are found in cultured dairy, actually have some anti-inflammatory properties to them. They help stimulate the immune system to keep your joints and your body healthy and strong. One of my favorite choices for the fruit in a smoothie is tart cherries. Tart cherries have a very potent anti-inflammatory. Some studies have shown that it can actually decrease joint pain for some people if you use tart cherries, so that would be a great addition to your smoothie. Not a cherry fan? Substitute any other deeply colored vegetable and fruit in your smoothie. I love to add in a little bit of flaxseed. Flaxseed is a vegetarian source of omega-3, similar to what you find in fish, and you can add that to your smoothie. It gives it a nice thickness, almost an ice cream type texture to your smoothie. So a very simple mixture in the blender. We've added now even some calcium to keep your bones strong and healthy. So think food first when it comes to decreasing inflammation. You've got this wonderful pharmacy of natural ingredients.